that. The lens I'm going to introduce you to in a minute doesn't really fit the scene. It's a telephoto scene. The issue is I'm not getting the light on the subject. I'm just going to show you, is my telephoto lens, what I'm currently looking at. What I like here is the formation of the actual landscape itself, and it's weaving. Some nice meandering S-curves there. The light at sunset comes from this direction behind me, so that will be nice at the right time, because that will just illuminate this scene and it'll bring out the shadows. I want to highlight the subject, which is trees as well. So yeah, I have taken a shot, but it won't work as well as what it would do with a nice bit of light on it. Having said all that, with a telephoto, it would work as well with a wider angle lens, using the foreground here of the limestone, some nice leading lines there. That'll take you up to the subject, perhaps a portrait orientation. In fact, I might try that with my standard zoom lens now, and then I'll introduce you to my new lens. I keep saying that. So there is some separation in the limestone, which is helping defining the leading lines. So 24 to 105 is currently shooting at what, 35mm. I've got to make the decision of what to include and what to exclude, because it could get quite messy here. As I said before, this scene is not going to work at the moment because there is no light. It definitely needs that definition, some nice light, just lighting up the foreground here, as I said before, the trees beyond. Now there is a potential shot now because of a nice cloud formation there. Now let's just see if this works. So f11, 1/25 of a second. I'm going to focus on the trees itself. I want to include that diagonal line. Let's have a look. Nice cloud. Right. And I'll process that. And then I'll find a subject which will nicely introduce you to this new lens. I think I've said that 4 or 5 times now since the start of this video. Now before I update you with my latest lens, just to say that my collection is slowly growing. If you recall, last year I updated my camera system to the Canon R6. And in addition to that, I've added a fair few RF lenses. So currently I've got the standard zoom 24 to 105, a telephoto 70 to 200, and I've also got a 35mm prime, all RF lenses. Before that I had the Canon 5D Mark III, and with that I had EF lenses, and my main 2 lenses then were again the EF 70 to 200, but also the 16 to 35 EF as well, both L lenses. And within the last year I've enjoyed my photography with the range of lenses I have. It covers a focal distance from what, 24 to 200. And that's just sorted me out nice and well. However, I have been missing a wide angle lens, and especially when I come to places like this where there is such opportunity for strong foreground interest, and that's where a 16mm lens comes into play, and that's what I have purchased recently. This is the 16mm prime RF. Yes, Canon do a 15 to 35 RF, both in the 2.8 and f2.8 and f4. However, I can't really justify the cost of that. So this is, I believe, the cheapest of the RF lenses, just over £300. And the beauty with this is I can get up really close to the foreground interest and really distort the scene as well. Limestone features, there's plenty of patterns to play with, and if I get up close I can really pull that out, distort it, as well as including a background as well. I've just played around with a scene there, one side in the background, and I've got up fairly close, within about a couple of feet to the foreground, and really poured it out. I've really brought the shapes into the scene. Really pleased to have this on board. I mean, look at the size of it. It weighs hardly nothing as well. I believe just over 300 grams. So that will be a nice addition to my collection. I'm just going to venture further back towards the trees in this location, see if I can find anything there. But in the meantime, I'll show you what I've managed to grab so far. Taking advantage of the sky, as I said before, just adding that extra element, extra drama into the scene. And of course you've got to be careful, because I mean, one side in this example seems quite insignificant, but I believe that the foreground, strong foreground, balances that out. Right, without further ado, a quick selection of what I've got so far. Handheld as well, no real concern with shutter speed as much, even with a non-image stabilized camera, because remember, as a basic rule, your shutter speed should be at least the equivalent of the focal length, so in this case 16mm, so you need to be getting at least 1/16 of a second, so you can certainly get away with handheld. Right, let's see what else we can find. So I'm back amongst the trees. Mainly in this area you'll find a selection of hawthorn trees, and look at that, it's nicely windswept, but also look at all the rest of the trees. So trying to simplify this scene is going to be very difficult, but basically there's two subjects here. There's a tree, and then if you've been listening closely you'll know, look at that sky, look at that drama there unfolding, and with my 16mm lens I should be able to add to that drama. But the problem is three things really: finding a nice pattern in the limestone, using that tree in the scene, trying to declutter as much as possible, and also including the drama of the sky. It looks like a storm developing. Yeah, I'm not going to make this, or I'm not making it easy for myself. So there really is some good stuff to play with here in terms of patterns in the limestone. Look at these, but the problem is I'm getting further and further away from the tree. The tree's there, the drama's there. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It never is, this place, but I keep going back and back for more. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and find another subject in terms of trees, but I'm gonna try and really simplify it and get some nice patterns and just include the dramatic sky, because I think the limestone in itself, some good strong features, adds to that feel, the mood and the drama which that cloud and the storm is bringing me. So I'm gonna persevere and carry on. I have found something, and I've taken quite a few shots here. I'll show you what I've taken. What's caught my eye are these really dramatic leading lines there, and with my wide angle lens I've been able to get over them, and also to include the drama of the sky there. And notice a tree on the left hand side. I believe that gives it some context. It just adds to the overall feel, the desolation of the old shot. But what's really got my eye is this going on here, and I'll obviously process it to bring out that mood, but also the foreground drama as well. Just going back to the limestone, I do like the diagonal line, sorry, the S-curve lines. I've been careful where to position them, but I do like this here. See that? I do prefer the S-curves rather than this over here. Just move across very carefully rather than that straight line. So I'm going to leave you now. That's the end of this little session. The 16mm as really, I believe going forward it's going to inject some additional drama into my images. Yes, I've missed that focal length. When I had the 16-35, I have missed it, especially places like this, but it's going to give me another dimension to my photography. Wonderful little session, really enjoyed it. Okay, without further ado, I will bid you farewell. Keep smiling, till next time. Bye bye for now.